you want to build the business as you're building it from the standpoint of the business you want, not the business you have.
Welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur, the podcast that helps you expand your reach and convert that reach into clients so you can lead your tribe with confidence and create change in the world while living the life you desire. And now your host, certified business coach and consultant, Mariana Ruiz.
This episode of the Impact Driven Entrepreneur is brought to you by my Become a Client Magnet Intensive. In this 90-minute intensive, you will learn how to attract ideal clients to you using your free content. So you'll learn how to actually monetize your free content, how to attract the right people and get the people to convert. In other words, to purchase from you from your free content. And I've walked hundreds of women through this process of creating your magnetic message and really starting to attract people to you through being yourself and not being pushy and not being salesy. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, go to marianacruiz.com/work with me, or just go to marianacruiz.com and click on the Work With Me page. Hi there, and welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing on-air coaching and consulting session with Jackie Medeiros from, you will see actually what the name is that she chooses for her business. So we're going to be talking about how to name your business and also how to structure your programs and packages. Jackie wasn't she wasn't sure about the business name, first of all. And so I think you'll find that information really, really interesting and something that you can apply even if you've already decided your business name, because I give some really good nuggets about how to make decisions in your business. And also number 2, we're going to be talking about pricing. So how to price your programs and packages and how to really make sure you get the right price for you and where you are right now in your business. So enjoy the episode. Welcome, Jackie.
Oh, welcome. Thank you for having me, Mariana. I'm very excited.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about what you want to work on today. We're just going to run this like a regular session. I like to start my sessions by asking you, what you want to get out of it, and then we can just work through it.
Okay. So I think you know a little bit about me. Currently, I have a full-time corporate job, and I'm trying to transition into starting my own business. And I haven't always had the clearest vision. It's really been over the last year. I just haven't had a clear vision. So currently, my business plan is to start a little marketing company. And I want to kind of move away from my own name. I guess up until this point, I've been doing everything under Jackie Medeiros. So I've decided maybe for a bigger picture, my model would be, to create a company where I would be assisting small businesses with marketing and also hopefully developing a digital product line as well. So I guess right now what I'm struggling with is personal brand versus company brand in a way, so everything I have out there is my own name. And I'm just not really sure how to get away from that. Or should I get away from that?
Okay, so let's explore that a little bit.
Okay.
What makes you want to go in the direction of not having it be your name? Is there anything specific coming up?
Obviously, in the beginning, it will be mostly me working. But when I think of my bigger picture, I envision having other people working with me. And the goal of goals is to sort of have a business that is not a one-woman canoe, so to speak. I mean, that's kind of what I deal with now in my corporate job. So I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like a company name, not my own name, would be better for my big picture vision for my own business.
Okay, so it sounds like you have the vision of it growing like beyond you. And so you feel like if it has its own name, then you can continue to, you can run it more hands off.
Yes, exactly. Like in the beginning, obviously, I would be very involved, but I envision working a little bit with freelancers. And my hope is my ultimate role would be really sales and managing projects, using other people. So, so if it were just me, that would be fine. But if in a dream it turned into a larger company, I just kind of think maybe I should start that way now.
Love that. So, my mentor, one of the things that he always says is that you want to build the business as you're building it from the standpoint of the business you want, not the business you have. So, I think that this is like a perfect example
Oh, good.
of an opportunity for you to start making the decisions based on the business you want.
Okay, well, that's validating.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. I mean, the way it is now, even in my corporate job, it's just really, everything is on me always. It's really just me. And I guess if I'm creating my own business where it's centered around my family and my dream, it would be that I could take those vacations or enjoy my life a little bit. So, anyway, to me, that means kind of moving away from my own name and thinking about the end goal.
Okay, perfect. And do you have any ideas of what the name might be if it's not your name?
Yes, I'm actually thinking Medeiros Media Corporation. That's kind of MMC. I've been playing around with branding and logos and such. So that's what I'm in right now. It's Medeiros Media Corporation.
Love that. And how confident do you feel about that?
I feel really good about that. Before, I just feel like with the media company, I can do a lot more with it. I feel like I'd be able to add in digital products, a lot of DIY type of education, like the stuff that you create that I enjoy so much. So in that way, it would also give me a nice outlet to create a digital product line that would be more passive form of revenue in addition to, working with clients and customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the corporation title, like you see it as like an opportunity to create more digital products to like really leverage all of the aspects of the business that you want.
Yes.
Okay. So you said in the beginning that like you were feeling stuck with the transition between like what your company is now and what you want it to be. So tell me more about that.
Well, when I look at what I have out there right now, it's just basically everything is Jackie Medeiros on my social media. What I've been able to put together so far, which is our two freemiums, basically. But I don't know. Do I keep it Jackie Medeiros and set up a separate pages on social media for Medeiros Media, or should I just change the name from Jackie to Medeiros Media Corp? I'm just not sure. That just confuses me, really, the personal branding part. You
Okay.
read about it, you learn about it. It's so important in entrepreneurship, but so I'm not sure what to do with that.
So I guess one question is, do you feel like you want to keep the personal brand even after you separate the two? Like, are you going to do other stuff under Jackie Medeiros, or are you going to only have this?
I'm thinking I'm only going to have Medeiros Media, but I've taken courses and stuff that, they say to always maintain that personal brand because Jackie Medeiros might be in Medeiros Media today and doing something else tomorrow. So I've had classes where they specifically say maintain that personal brand. That personal brand will carry you from different phases in your career. Although right now I only see myself starting one company being Medeiros Media.
Totally. So that makes me feel like there might be some shoulds there based on like somebody else's expert advice, right?
Right.
But what does Jackie want? Like, what do you really want versus like what other people are telling you?
I guess my inclination would be to just change everything right over to Medeiros Media Corporation and just focus on the marketing piece of it.
Yeah, so I feel like you know your answer, right? Like,
You do this. You're so good at this. But yeah, okay, so that's good. So I guess I've solved that problem.
yeah, so that, I mean, it's just so common that we listen to all of the stuff and we kind of lose what we really want amongst that,
That
right?
definitely has happened to me. I mean, I took a course at this time last year and I had a clear vision, and then I, kind of fell into all these great groups, yours being one of them. And then I think I just kind of had information overload in a sense. And, it was sort of all over the place. So now I really need to just bring it back to center and make things happen now.
Yeah. And center being you, like Jackie, like what do you want? And being okay with it, like, even if it goes against the quote unquote experts, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. So, like, let me just recap. So the plan is for you to change your social media handles to Medeiros Corporation, Media Corporation, and then moving forward with the new branding, like, are you going to change colors and the message a little, or is it mainly going to be the same message and colors?
Similar message. I have gotten a new logo, so I'm going to build out a new website. So similar message, different look and feel.
Okay. With the colors, are you feeling good about what you're creating there?
I am, actually. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think they're doing a pretty good job with that.
Okay. Anything else coming up that you want to work through?
Yeah, so I guess what I'm working on now is what to do when I actually get a customer. So I don't have, I guess I should be creating intake forms and deciding on a pricing structure. I've been looking at other marketing companies, and a lot of them have pricing structures where they have money coming in monthly, so you could support someone's website and things like that. So I guess that's also what I'm struggling with is, once I get a client, what is my process and procedure? What is my pricing structure? What does it look like? So that's a hurdle right now too, as well. That is.
Okay. So I want to tackle your offer first, because I feel like once we do that, we can kind of work out the rest. So what exactly are you going to be doing for the small businesses?
For small businesses, I want to help them to improve their digital images. So I think building a website, helping them with the logo and branding and colors, and basically email addresses. These are things I find a lot of small businesses where I live need right now. So that's where I'm going to start.
Okay. So is there like a package you could put together that would include some of these services?
There sure could be.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
So
good.
like what would be like common to go together?
Well, I would think the website, logo, branding, color scheme. I feel like that's all important. Actually right there, I think you'd be in good shape. And then obviously email, because I absolutely can't stand people using the free email services for business. So I don't know, is that too much?
Do you maintain the list for them? Like you will send out the marketing emails or they will?
I was just basically thinking to set up an email, but that could be a different package, like if they wanted to get into media marketing, basically. So one package could maybe be the improve your digital image package. And then the next one could be, setting them up so they can create a mailing list and helping them post on social media and doing all of that, which is time consuming and most people don't really understand it at all.
So website plus logo plus branding would be one package.
Yeah.
How many hours do you think it would take for you to create that? Because that one is a highly creative one.
I guess if it were a pretty simple website, you'd probably do it in like several hours, maybe 8 hours if I kept the website down to 4 pages.
And how much do you want to charge for something like that?
Well, I guess that's the other thing. So right now I'm working on someone you actually had recommended for me to take on a couple of free clients, which I'm doing now. I mean, I would think that's got to be worth $1,000, $1,500. I guess I'm not really sure.
How big of a business are they?
Small businesses would definitely be my target.
I mean, they're not solopreneurs. They have staff, right?
For the most part, yes.
And how, like, if they had a website and they got customers from their website, how much would that improve their business?
It would improve it exponentially. That would be huge.
Mm-hmm. And how long does the website last them?
Forever. Well, until they want to update it, which will probably be forever.
Yeah, which will be like at least a few years, right?
Right. At least till the next great thing. I mean, I think right now it's an average every 5 years at least you'd have to rebuild as technology improves.
Mm-hmm.
But small business owners don't really recognize that.
Yeah, and they care less about their website than like an online business.
Oh,
right?
much less. I see that all the time, and I feel like small business owners are very good at selling, but they really don't do much, if anything, in terms of marketing, and now in this day and age, having an internet presence is just so huge for your business. So
Totally. So if they came to you and you quoted them 1,500 and you did 4 pages, I think the package needs to, like, I'm glad you said 4 pages because I think it needs to have like barriers, right? Like,
right.
Okay, your website, it's not like I'll build out 100 pages. It's 4 pages and it's 1,500, and anything extra you can then upsell them on.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
So if they came to you, and here's the thing with pricing. So it sounds like you want me to tell you a price.
Right, I do. That would be great if you could do that. Awesome.
But here's the thing about pricing.
Right.
Unless you can comfortably say it and like really with conviction know that it's worth way more than that, you're not going to feel comfortable selling it. And so if you feel super comfortable with 1,500, I'm not going to tell you to go to 3,000 or 2,000 or 1,000, because even 1,000 is not going to feel like it's enough for the work.
No, I don't think that's enough either.
So it has to be going back to like what we just talked about. It's not something I can tell you or anyone. It has to come from within you.
Okay. So maybe even 2,000. I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking, I know my dad has a small business, part of my inspiration to kind of rebrand myself, but I knew he spent 2,000 just for the website. Quite frankly, it wasn't anything
marvelous.
Special. It wasn't super marvelous. Yeah. So, and they didn't offer the branding or any of that. So, okay, maybe I'll bump it up a little. Good talk.
Okay. Perfect. So you feel comfortable with 2,000. I want you in your brain, like when you're thinking about this price, remember what you just told me. And that is that they can keep this website for many years. So that's a huge investment. That's a huge win for them.
Right.
Like they're like really going to benefit from that. You are including branding, which isn't normally included, right? In some other websites, you're including a logo, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to take you 8 hours of work.
At least, right.
At least, if everything goes well, and we all know how technology goes.
Just when I get it, I feel like it's down, WordPress will change something or whatever I'm using. So
Totally.
Okay.
So there is one of your packages.
Oh, wow. This is good. Okay, that's good.
Okay. So now I want you to the next step. Like I said, that one of the things is you being really comfortable saying it. So what I want you to do is practice going over what's included, the 4 pages, the website, the logo, the branding, and practice saying that in a voice message to yourself on your iPhone or whatever phone you have, like just a voice message that you send yourself.
Okay.
And I want you to like not critique, but like listen for any like insecurity in your voice and really work on refining that so that you sound super confident.
Okay.
So that's package number 1. I'm looking at this too, and I'm wondering, I'm a small business. Like, do I have to blog on this website? Like, what do I do with this website? I don't have time because you're selling my stuff to maintain this website.
Whoa.
Like, so do you offer that?
Well, right. So then, so I was also thinking for a nominal monthly fee, you could subscribe for updates. Like you could maybe pay me $30 a month for up to an hour of updates or something like that. I have made phone calls to similar businesses, and that seems to be pretty popular to kind of get that residual income coming in. And it makes sense, because the reality is most people will not update their own website. So I guess maybe that could be a service that my company offers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I agree.
Okay.
And I think like if I put myself into the mindset of the small business owner, that's going to be like my immediate concern. If I'm like, I want a website, but, right? Like, so you want to answer the but before the but comes, right? Like, that sounds really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know that that's kind of going through their head. And so if you tell them like, and I will maintain this for you afterwards for a nominal fee, and we can talk about that after the website's ready.
Okay.
That will also help to close the sale for you.
Okay. So would you think it would be fair? Maybe I could say, you could pay me $30 a month and we could set up some sort of an auto pay, or you could pay me hourly as needed for, like a higher rate. I would think probably $85 an hour would be.
So I'll tell you what I pay and how I do that. I have a programmer that maintains my WordPress website for me.
Oh, wow.
And all she does is, like, I was hacked really bad a couple years ago. So it was like I needed her to unhack everything and host it. So she hosts it and does like whenever WordPress comes up with updates and, all the plugins need to be updated once a month. So she does just that. And it's around, I think it's like $45, and it's on auto pay through PayPal.
So you auto pay her $45 a month through PayPal.
Mm-hmm. And she maintains everything.
Okay, so if you need to make a change or something, you just give her a call and that is included in $45?
No, that only includes the hosting and that. So like if I need her to do something, she'll bill me separate.
Oh, okay. So let's just say you have a new digital product. You call her and she uploads it or whatever. She posts it.
No, so I have other team members to do that for me.
Good.
But like if there was something really techy that needed a programmer, like I would ask her. But I think for your small business people, they probably will for very basic updates because they don't know how to handle it and they don't have team members that will do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, I think that's probably the way it will go. Okay, so that sounds good.
So I agree with you. Like if they're going to ask you for more things, have it a slightly higher fee. Just because what if you're doing another website at that month and you're like, oh my God, $30 doesn't feel like enough for me to take away from this other project.
Right. And hence why I want to kind of move away from my own name. Like I've kind of, that term victim of success. Like I heard you actually saying that, you had all these coaching clients and then now you're up till midnight every night. So like, that's not what I want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So for you to build that out, when you get the staff, that will be great. But for now, you want to kind of have like an insurance policy that like, if you do get overloaded, it's going to be fruitful for you. Like it's not going to be just extra hours for no money.
Right. Okay. So you pay her the $45 a month and that's it. So if you didn't want to pay her monthly, how much would she charge you?
I have no idea. I've never done that with
Smart girl. Smart lady.
Yeah. So that's nice. She also hosts it though. So she has a private hosting like service.
Right.
So like I don't go through GoDaddy or anything like that because I just had such a bad virus that she's like a hacking specialist. So that's all she handles. Like, and we did have a lot of like reattempts to get back into my website. And so like it was the best decision probably I've ever made in my business.
Oh no, that's so stressful.
Was hiring her.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Good. So, okay. If you did $30, does that feel good for you to maintain like the WordPress plugin updates and just like check in with their website once a month?
Yes.
Okay. And then if they want an hour of extra projects, then you can build them separately for that.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. So that's one package. Now you mentioned about the marketing and how their main focus is on selling and not marketing. So are you also wanting to offer marketing services like social media management?
Yes, I think that I do. Yeah, I don't know as much about it. I've actually been reading a lot about it. But again, I was thinking another package could be just to set them up on the major social media platforms, set them up with an auto scheduling tool like Buffer or something. But then we all know they won't do it. So, I thought maybe that could be another package.
Okay. So you can set them up, like get them, would it be like how many channels would they be set up on?
I think 3 for most people is adequate. I would say 3, unless, depending on the business, if it was something that really was great with Instagram but I think mainly, Facebook, Twitter, maybe LinkedIn or an Instagram, one or the other, depending on the business.
Okay. So you would set them up on 3 channels and get them hooked up to Buffer.
Yeah.
And would you do any of the posts for them?
Yes, I guess I would be willing to do that. I guess there must be tools for that. I haven't really done my homework yet on that, but I could definitely figure that out.
But I remember last time we talked, you said you're really good at Twitter, right?
Yes, that was yes, but that just didn't feel right to me, so yes, I like Twitter a lot.
So, I mean, I feel like setting them up and hooking them up to Buffer, like, that's cool, but I would be like, hold on, what am I supposed to post here? Like, right? Like, I'm a small business and I have no idea what this like marketing thing is because I'm really good at doing the sales and doing the thing that I do, right? So like I'm an optometrist or I'm a dentist. Like
Right.
That's what I do. So like I don't know how to do Twitter. I don't even know where to start.
So maybe some training. Are you getting to that? Maybe I could be training them, or I just say, I'll just take over your Twitter page.
I think that depends on the business you want, right?
Right. I think I'd rather take it over. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I feel like it would be good experience for you to take it over for now, and you could probably charge a higher rate, but eventually I would build out a team to do that for you and definitely build out some training.
Well, I mean, training, that could, I think, brings in the digital product line. Why couldn't I have some of those up on my website? Like I bought several of yours. I love them. So maybe that could be how I train.
Yeah. And I feel like if you go all like, I will do it for you, there comes a point, and this is exactly what happened to me with my coaching practice that you were referring to, right? Is like, there was only one of me.
Right.
So like something had to give, right? And I didn't want to outsource coaching, but you could outsource social media management.
Yeah, right? I was thinking you would be a great resource, but isn't that something that people you're using VAs for and things like that?
Yeah. I have my VAs doing that and other people doing that for me. So I don't have to do that. So I guess for you, like, eventually that's where the corporation part really comes in, right? That's when you're hiring a VA because you have some clients coming in and you have people to manage these accounts for you because they're going to demand a little bit higher price. And then I guess also one thing I'm thinking too in my head is like, I guess like building out some parameters around what the management of the page will look like. So like, are you going to personally be the one answering every tweet, or like, are they going to answer certain questions? Like, I think that piece starts to get a little blurry. So that's where I would set up boundaries now, like before we get to like having a client and it being messy.
Right. Can I ask you something else too? So you say you have VAs helping you with your social media, but I notice you also have original content. How do you communicate that to your VA? So if I were to manage their social media, you are not reposting articles someone else wrote. I mean, how would I even do that?
Yeah, so we do it all through systems. So what I do is I have like I create the podcast, I create the blog post, and they just repurpose it. And they're like, the training that I have for them is all about repurposing my content. So it's still my words, still my voice, but they're repurposing and reusing it. And that's what I teach inside of one of my courses. I think you have it, the consistently visible solution.
I don't think I do have that, but I will have it at the end of this phone call.
I think it was the first round. It was called Content Queen, but I had to change the name.
That's what I have. I do have Content Queen. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so like, you know how I teach there, like, this is how you build out your blog post, and then this is how you repurpose. So I just train my own team. Like, so this is how my courses even came about, which I think would work really well for your model too, is like, I just use the systems that I was using in my business and I made them available to potential clients. So yeah, the training just came organically from what was working in my business.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
So as far as that goes, like, I guess the question would be, depending on the client, are they willing to write some original content for you and then you repurpose it for them? Or are they going to give you access to, maybe, like, I run Facebook ads for people sometimes, and I have one person who like was featured in a talk. And so what I did is like grab the talk and like pulled out the bits and pieces we were going to use on a Facebook ad. So like, is there something content wise that they can give you? And it would just be on a client by client basis.
Okay. And then you can work from there.
But I would say like, this is probably going to be your higher tier like offer, because it is going to be a lot more work for you.
Right.
To be repurposing, to be creating content if they aren't going to be giving you content. And then also like to be answering, because once you grow a following, that's awesome for them, but also it doesn't work unless you engage with them.
Right.
So that piece, you know, are you going to be doing all of it? Are you going to be doing some of it? And I think it would just be on a case by case basis. So for that one, I might say like, okay, here's the setup. I can do the entire setup and put it through Buffer, but these are the obstacles that you might face. You might face like, now you have a following and now you can't keep up with engaging with them. Or you might like not be able to keep up with posting.
Right.
And so your media company offers that.
Okay.
As a high level, like that's going to be more the high level service.
No, I love that. And in fact, actually, my sister just had a baby, so I'm sure I could rope her in on this on this end of things.
Yes, what a perfect opportunity for her, right?
No, it really would be. That actually would be amazing. Okay, so that's definitely, I love that. So that could be a great second package. You know, and then you just kind of mentioned Facebook ads. You know, I also love graphic arts and digital design. You know, why couldn't I maybe offer as needed advertisement creation, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that's like a huge beast. So like that would be like really high end, like for sure.
Well, what do you think is high end? Well, what would you charge for that?
So for my Facebook ads, I charge them $1,500 a month to maintain. And I don't create anything. Like I just do the targeting, I get it in front of their people, and I do the management of the ad.
And you charge $1,500 a month for that?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. And the reason I don't do the ad itself, I will give them feedback on like what I think will convert, and we do test it and all of that. And it's mostly because of that, because like they know their audience, they know their business.
Right.
Like, you know, that's kind of their job.
Right.
So,
well, right. That's, you know, then when it comes to creating original content, you know, you don't know enough about different industries to do it for that.
Yeah. It's kind of really hard for you to create original content for somebody when you're not the expert. They're the expert. So I ask them to do that. And so like we totally work on that together, that piece, but I don't do it all for them. And I think that that works out better in terms of conversions and in terms of like who's responsible for what. And what I personally do is like, if they don't know their ideal client and they don't know who they're talking to, then like for me, that goes into coaching because that's what we discover with the coaching. Right. So, for you, possibly you could do something like that and helping them like teach them how to do market research and all of that, but I feel like that would be too many offers. You know what I mean? Like right now.
Right. No, maybe further down the road. I mean, like right here, that's a lot to start with for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like these two offers like would be what would go on your website, kind of like website and logo branding, and then like set you up on Facebook and Instagram or set you up on 3 social media channels. Like this is what goes on your website. And then you could say at the bottom something like maintenance packages available. And it's like on a case by case basis, meaning like you're not going to put your $30 an hour or $30 a month maintenance package on there.
Okay.
Just, they can just schedule a phone call and kind of set up with you what works for them and for their business.
And then you set that up on PayPal. I never really thought about PayPal. It's probably way less expensive than some of the other services I was looking at. So that's good to know.
Yeah, it's not bad as far as the fees. So we don't have a price point yet on the setting them up on the 3 social media channels. Like how much time do you think that would take you? And I don't let me just reframe this question, like why I asked this question. This question is not like for like you trading dollars for hours, but it's for you to be realistic about like, hold on, this is how much time it's going to take me. So then I can't be doing other things. And so this is how much something like this is worth to me and my business and also to them. Because if they were to do it, it would probably take them like 3 times as much time. Yeah. So what do you think for setting them up on 3 social platforms and getting hooked up to Buffer? Like how long do you think that would take you?
2 hours maybe. Well, 2 hours. It would depend, I guess, if they hadn't bought the branding and the artwork, I'd have to come up with something in that way. But probably 2 hours.
Okay. Do you want to add the branding into the package or is that going to be separate?
Well, I had the branding in package 1.
But that's like assuming everybody wants a website. What if like I already have a website? I just need...
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like I just need the social media stuff. I have a website. I'm okay with my website.
Well, could maybe I just price out the social media at, whatever amount of dollars and then just branding alone, branding and logo could be its own separate little package? Or do you think I should add that into this package?
Yeah, I think maybe just do the social media.
Okay.
And then when they come to the consultation with you, you can just kind of see what they still need and offer it to them that way. Meaning like you tell them, hey, it looks like you still don't have branding, so I can sell you that separately. Normally that only goes in this package, but since you don't want the website, I'll do that for this much.
Okay. So do you think $500 is too much to do that for the social media?
For 3 channels and getting them up to Buffer? I don't think so, as long as you feel comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the good thing about starting a side business is I already have a job, so sounds good to me. Right? It's like you can only win.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 500 and yeah, that sounds good. So we have a 2,000 for the website logo and branding, and then 500 for setting them up on 3 social channels and hooked up to Buffer.
Yeah, that's great.
Cool. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about how you're going to sell these, because it's for local businesses. So have you started like going to meet people and networking in person and that kind of stuff?
A little bit. So part of the reason I was really, I had so many areas I'm interested in, but, my current job, I work with a ton of local businesses. So, there could be an opportunity to connect my existing book of business. There are a couple of small business networking groups in my area that I've actually reached out to, but I didn't want to go until I had, what we just talked about kind of settled. I didn't feel ready. So yeah, so I have been, I think I'll really start working with social media to try to get clients that way and just join some local small business networking groups. I mean, what else? You got any suggestions?
Yeah, I would kind of tap into, if you work with small businesses, I would say like offer it to a couple people that you know, like in your current network. I feel like your first few paying clients are always people you know, always.
Right.
So tell them like, hey, I want to do this website logo design and branding thing. It's going to be 2000, to do it all together for you. I'm going to throw in, if you don't have it already, the 3 channels for free if you book by the end of the week or something like that. Like, I want you to include some urgency there.
Right.
And something really cool for them. So maybe creating like that special package for them and the first few people you reach out to. So then I feel like that would give you too the scope of like, how much is this really going to take of my time and energy?
Right.
And are these prices right for me? Because even though you're losing like $500, it's pretty much the scope of what one job will be, right?
Right. It is. It is. Hmm.
And then like, how does that work in? Because I know you're a mom and you have a job.
Right.
So like, how does that fit in with my current mom and job situation? And then am I still able to market my own business?
Right.
Because
Right.
that is, I feel like, where people get in trouble a little bit is like, now I'm servicing all these clients and then I've kind of forgotten about my own business.
Oh, that's right. Like, so my strength is definitely in sales, so that's good. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. I kind of want to take one at a time and see how it, goes and add, slowly add it in so I don't have a nervous breakdown, for lack of a better word. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like if you reach out to maybe like 2 and offer them that special offer, and, maybe, well, if you want to just do one at a time, maybe that would be better so that you don't overfill, just because I know you have a lot on your plate right now. Maybe offering it out to one person, see how they react, because they might think the 2000 is too much. They might think it's too little, or they might be like, this is just right. Like, and if you're closing a lot of clients really quickly at this rate, then you can kind of go up, right? Like, it's just a test. Like, basically, I want you to get out there with your offer so you can test it in every aspect.
Right. Well, I actually have a woman now that's a small business owner. I guess I should have talked to you first. So I told her that I would actually do her project for free when just she would pay the hosting fees.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I can still just pick her brain about pricing, but I won't do that again. But yeah.
And so I feel like that's not a total loss though, because she's going to pay the hosting fee. Like, maybe you can keep her on that $30 a month retainer.
Right.
And does she have the social media set up?
No, she has absolutely nothing. Like, no one knows. The only way to find her business is if you know someone that already knows her. She has like nothing. So I thought she would be a good
Perfect.
option. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do is say, okay, awesome. Now you have a website and now you need to get the word out about what you're doing, like in a bigger way. So let me set up your social medias, and then you can sell her the smaller package for $500 and then see how that goes. So like, in essence, you're testing that package.
Okay. That sounds good. Very good.
And then also like, never feel bad about doing a free thing for somebody, because I feel like that always gives you lots of data about like clarity about, okay, what kind of business do I want to run? And is this a good fit? And can I handle this? Right. So like, I felt like when you talked about that, you were kind of like, and I feel bad that I did it for free. But like, would you say you've learned a lot of stuff?
Well, no, and I have been. Yes, I have been. Yes. And it's a matter of, I can build a website, but you obviously become more comfortable and quicker and more efficient the more you do it. So, so that's helpful too. So, yeah, I mean, this is good. And another thing with my pricing, obviously I can add hosting fees, right? That's not to include hosting fees.
I would say Yeah, you want to say plus hosting fees, and they pay that separately to their host person. Because I don't know if you want to be in the middle of that.
Right, because then they're auto renewing, and then I don't think I want to get involved in that. Okay, that's good stuff.
So how do you feel now that you have your package ready?
I feel so good, Mariana. Thank you. I've been kind of stuck on this, and it makes it harder to take action because I just felt like I'm not ready to really try to get clients until I have framework set up. So I feel very good.
Totally. And then the only thing to do now really is to just get out there and start testing it and seeing how it works with your life and with your business and with your kids, and if you're going to be able to like get the help you need, right? Like if you brought your sister on and all of that, right? Like that's all of that stuff like can't happen unless we take action.
Right. I mean, this call was meant to be, just yesterday I was calling around looking for preschools, and, so she'll be 4, and people, it's just so expensive, like more than my first year of college. And so I would love to make this work so I could cut back my hours at my existing job, if not quit it altogether, so I'm motivated.
Mm-hmm. Yay, love that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I can't wait. I think you already have the network. So it's time to like go in there and not use the network, but like connect with the people you already know. Like, honestly, that's going to be the way that you sell this.
Okay. That's so true. Wow. Thank you. I feel so rejuvenated, like I'm getting somewhere now because I've been talking about this business idea. And honestly, if for nothing else, I just want to make money so I can tell my husband I told you so. Like that would make me feel so wonderful.
Totally get that. My husband, I was there with my husband too. He did not believe in my business idea. And then I was like, told you.
Yeah.
And it was so rewarding. Yeah. And that is it's a good motivator, honestly.
It
like
is.
People, some relationship coach might be listening to this and be like, "Oh my God, these women."
Well, when I hear you podcasts and you have these women, they're like, "My husband is so supportive," and it's like I tell my husband I want to quit my high-paid job. It's like, "Are you out of your mind? Get to work," So
totally.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I can't wait to see what you do, and then I'll be catching up with you in a few months if that's okay, and then we can do like a little update on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm totally excited. I love your podcast, and I can't wait to see your rebranding. That's exciting.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So that is it. Another episode of The Impact Driven Entrepreneur. And thank you so much for tuning in and sticking with us. I know you have a lot going on, and I'm really excited that you took the time to spend with us and learn about packaging and pricing and naming and making big decisions in your business. Next week, we're going to be talking with founders of Strength and Soul Wellness, Flora and Christy Ware. They are a powerhouse couple that have worked with me in the past and also have built their business while working full-time, both of them, and having a little one at home. And so I'm really excited to share with you kind of how they've been able to do that, how they've been able to balance it. And they actually recently celebrated their first year anniversary and have hit multiple 5K months throughout that last year. So I am so proud of them and really excited to share with you everything that they've done that has worked well for them so that you can replicate that in your business as well. So be sure to hit subscribe so that you get the updates for the next episode. Have an awesome day. Chat with you soon.